Hey guys, it's Joe and it's time for Pikkit with Joe. You guys have to bear with me a little bit today. I have a summer cold. Who gets a summer cold? I don't know. I guess I do, but yeah, we got 2 games on the ice tonight, and I tell you, not what I expected last night between the Dallas Stars and the Seattle Kraken. What an insane game that was. Jake Ottinger giving up 3 goals within a minute was absolutely mind-boggling. I'm telling you guys right away, this is not going to happen in game 2 between these 2 teams. I do not see that one being such a blowout. We look what those teams did in the second period, and I think it's a true representation of what we will see in this series. Still looking for those series to be lower scoring. So let's freaking go. Let's make some money today. Big shout out to each and every one of you for being here. You're putting plus 2,000 yesterday on the Seattle Kraken. I wish you all the best for sure. Let's make some freaking money, you guys. Definitely excited for these games tonight. So thank you guys so much for being here. We're all still recovering a little bit from some of those losses in the first round. Boston Bruins going out, Colorado going out, 2 of the more reliable teams in the league. New York Rangers, I'm still struggling with. They built a dream team, not able to get it done versus the Devils. And those Devils are in action tonight. And you guys, I tell you something about this Devils team. They are so freaking fast out there on the ice. It's unbelievable what they were able to do versus the New York Rangers. They were just skating around them with ease. They owned all 3 sections of the ice, really dominating there. So facing the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, it's going to be really interesting to see what this team can do. Now, we know the Carolina Hurricanes are not completely healthy, and I do really think it hinders them in this matchup tonight. Smid's been fantastic for the New Jersey Devils, and this is a team that I really did think their young talent just wasn't going to be enough to get past the Rangers, but they were able to get past the Rangers. If I was looking at this matchup, the Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes, I would be looking at the Rangers having the edge with the injuries that the Canes have. And I think with the Devils team that just beat a team that I was higher on, I do think the Rangers have the ability to beat Carolina, especially with the injuries to Carolina. Carolina struggling to score. Looking at their first round versus New York Islanders, the main part of their scoring came on the power play. I do think we're going to look here. If the Devils can stay out of the box, not give the Carolina Hurricanes the man advantage, I think the Devils' speed and their youth and their hunger, for lack of a better word, comes into play in this first game. I do think they can take this first game as long as Smid can stand on his head like we saw in the last series in round 1, and Carolina still struggles to score. So in round 1, 2 shutouts for Smid. He also had a goals against average of only 1.38 and a .951 save percentage. Now, Frederik Andersen expected in net for Carolina as well. We know how strong Frederik Andersen is. The problem with the Canes is not their defense or their goaltending, it's the lack of scoring, it's the health of their forwards. So while they have forwards that play strong defensively, that just leads me to the under in this game with the goaltending and with what we see. And I do think they'll be able to limit the Devils' goals in this one, but I do ultimately think the Devils take this game. I never thought I'd be sitting here saying this. You guys, I really did think they would be taken out by the Rangers. That Rangers team never woke up. So Smid, absolutely phenomenal. He has a save shots on goal at 30.5, and I'm definitely taking that to the over at -106. Regular season, Carolina was a strong team at their ability to get these shots on goal. And yes, some of their forwards are missing, but we will see other guys step up. So they averaged in the regular season 34.8 shots on goal. I do think Smid gets over 32, 33, 34 shots on him in this game, and he goes over that number of 30.5. Now, I do expect this to be a lower scoring game. I like the under 5.5. I also like the under 1.5 for the first period. I do think it's a game where we have a little bit of feeling out process in that first period. The Devils play a little bit more cautious in that first period, and we cash that under 1.5. The under 1.5, I can't remember what juice we're laying. A -125 on the under 1.5, the under 5.5 for the full game, and the Devils at +100. They just have to stay out of the box. It's how they will lose it. Now, Carolina is phenomenal at home. I know this, you guys. You know this. They're coming off that game or that series versus the Islanders. The Islanders, I don't know. They're a different team than Carolina. The New Jersey Devils are just so strong with their speed that I think they will take Carolina for a shock in this first game. Now, looking at goal scorers, because I think this is going to be a lower scoring one, I'm not loving the goal scorers. I'd be looking at Sebastian Aho for his shots on goal on Smid tonight from the Carolina Hurricanes. We know Jack Hughes has been phenomenal. Timo Meier still listed day-to-day as it is right now. Jasper Bratt has been a game changer for the Devils in this one as well. And looking at the Devils as underdogs, 26 times this season they've been underdogs, able to pull off the upset in 16 of those. They have been absolutely phenomenal on the road. Will they have tired legs is a question mark in this one. They look like they just skated around the Rangers. I am not too worried. I'm looking for momentum, and we've looked at these road teams in the series, the road teams winning last night, the road teams really taking it in round one. So we'll see how they come out in this one. Burns, shots on goals, absolutely. You like the Kraken to win the cup because they have tons of experience, at least 3 players. Absolutely. The Kraken, most surprising team, I think, so far in the playoffs, them and the Devils to take out the teams that they took out. In the Florida Panthers, actually, we got 3 teams that really took out big opponents for sure. You got to take the Devils on the road. Benji liking the Vegas Golden Knights on the money line. How am I shocked by the Devils? Because I loved what we saw out of the New York Rangers. I think they really built a dream team in New York with the players that they added at the trade deadline. Tarasenko, we had so many, Patrick Kane, so many key elements. We had Igor Shesterkin in goal. That team for me was so well-rounded. Now the New Jersey Devils, I love what we saw out of them. I just didn't think with their lack of experience they would be able to take down an experienced, talented Rangers team. But they got the best of them, you guys, and not what I expected. But you know, you got to look at Jack Hughes. I'm nervous in him for the anytime goal. I think if anyone does score, it would be who I'd be looking at for that anytime goal. In the last game, he kind of just didn't look exactly like himself. I don't know if the ice was a little wet. I don't know if you guys saw that. He had 2 falls just out of nowhere. I do think he would be someone, though, I would target for those goals. Now, let's look at the next game here. We have the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. You guys, 9:30 Eastern here. We have Edmonton rolling in at around -115, -105 here for Vegas. Skinner expected in goal for the Edmonton Oilers, and Bossat expected here or confirmed here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, these are the goalies we are going to see. For Vegas, Bossat's numbers coming in at 30.5 safe shots on goal, and I'm going to take it over. Now, the total 6.5 in this one, and I do think Edmonton gets the shots. But if you didn't know, Bossat was with the Edmonton Oilers earlier in his career. He absolutely has taken shots from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and I think it's really going to work to his advantage. We also look at him versus the Edmonton Oilers. Over his career, he's played 10 games versus the Edmonton Oilers, and he has a 2.14 goals against average in those 10 games versus the Oilers, a .922 save percentage. So I am looking for him to stand on his head in this one. He had 28 games over 4 seasons with the Edmonton Oilers. I'm looking for him to know this team, know how to make those stops, know what kind of shots Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are going to throw at him. So I do think looking at his numbers to the oversave shots. Now, Skinner, I'm just a little cautious of taking Skinner. Mark Stone left practice on Tuesday, so kind of a question mark if he'll hit the ice tonight. I'm pretty sure he will, but we know that he returned for the first round from injury. We'll see how impactful he can be in this game tonight. I do think it stays under that total of 6.5. I am not buying it. I'm getting plus money at +104 to the under 6.5. And that's where I see this one going. We look at both of these teams, and I do think unless we get overtime, unless this is a 3-3 going to OT, we stay under 6.5. 3-2 empty netter is possible, pushing us over as well. But I do think we're going to see defense. I think we're going to see goaltending. Skinner cannot fall apart in this one for the Edmonton Oilers, because we know Vegas will be looking to get up early in this one, and so will Edmonton. So I'm expecting both of these goalies to really play a nice, hard game in here, and I'm expecting the defenses to step up. Now, I do think the shots will still come for Edmonton, and that's why I like the over on Boswat's numbers there. Evan Bouchard of the Edmonton Oilers, though, is someone I'm going to target for his shots on goal. I was trying to find some plus money for you guys, and looking at Connor McDavid, looking at Draisaitl, Evander Kane, you're not getting any value with those big star names. Looking at Evan Bouchard, you can get him over 2.5 shots on goal. It's coming in at plus 110. He did have 3 shots on goal in both of the last 2 games versus the Vegas Golden Knights. And one of those games, he was able to get the goal on one of the 3 shots on goal. So I do like his ability to get those shots on Bouchard tonight, or Boswat. I cannot say Vegas's goalie's name. I'm just giving up. But I do think, Stone is not listed as questionable or injured on ESPN. Well, that is good, because he left practice on Tuesday. I'm worried about his back. So I'm pretty sure he will play, but I do think this is going to be one of those games where it is going to be hard for these goals to come riding in. We got Jack Eichel. Carlson is someone you could look at as well. He has scored a goal in 4 of the Vegas Golden Knights' last 5 games. So Carlson has been a difference maker out here as well. Mark Stone has recorded 11 points in the first round, leading that team. We know how on fire he came out in that first game. So in this one, I lean on the under 6.5. And that's the only thing I'm going to hit in this one. Eichel over 3.5 shots at plus 125. Definitely a great way to go. I do see these shots coming in by both of these teams. We know Edmonton, not notoriously strong for getting these block shots. So Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, looking at both of those, looking at Carlson, William Karlsson for his shots on goal. Anytime goal as well, I think, is a strong play. But I do see this being a 3-2 game. As for a side, you guys, I'm not going to jump on it. I love Vegas at home in this situation, but we know how strong Edmonton has been. For me, it's a coin flip, 3-2 game. I'm going to put an exact score in at 3-2. The only thing that's going to ruin that 3-2 exact score, I really feel, will be an empty netter or overtime as the other team ties it up. So you guys, short, quick, sweet on what I'm liking today for Pikkit with Joe. No parlay, because there's nothing I'm really absolutely loving except for those shots on goal. I'd look at Evan Bouchard over 2.5 shots on goal at plus 110 for the Edmonton Oilers. Borset of the Vegas Golden Knights, save shots on goal over 30.5. I absolutely love as well. William Karlsson's shots on goal to the over. Jack Eichel shots on goal to the over. Mark Stone shots on goal to the over. I think all of those are phenomenally in play. And then for the Devils, I like the Devils tonight to walk away with a road upset win, like we've been seeing across the league. I do lean on Vegas, but not willing to get there. 5-2 win in that, or sorry, 3-2 win exact score for either of those teams in that one. And Sebastian Aho for the Carolina Hurricanes, I think he has a strong night here. I'd look at his shots on goal. I like the under 1.5 in that one and the under 5.5 as well. So those Kraken last night, Walter, I tell you, not what I expected. It was a crazy game. My first period under 1.5 was, or sorry, my Kraken's team total under 2.5 was over in the first period. Like, it was done within seconds of that game kicking off. Not what I expected. The Kraken playing absolutely phenomenal hockey. You guys, this is game 1 of round 2 tonight for both of these teams. Let's see how they do. I'm going to be watching both of these games, seeing how we can better target it in the next one. But for this one, like I said, I like the Devils' opportunity to pull off the upset. They are so young, hungry, ready to get things done. I lean on Vegas at home because their goalie used to be with Edmonton. I think he makes the stops tonight, puts his save shots on the over, allows Vegas to win this in a 3-2 style game. We stay under the 6.5 unless we go to OT. You guys, all the best in all of your bets tonight. I want to thank you so much for being here. Let everyone know below the video what you are betting, what you are liking. I'm going to go drink a ton of water, try to get rid of this summer cold. I feel like Britney Spears, like totally talking with a plug nose. So that is where I'm at, you guys. Have a good one. I will